Hello everyone, my name is Devashish. Welcome to another video. Until the last video we have seen how to create our own API server, how to create our own database, how to fetch the entire data or some selective data based on some selective parameters with the help of simple GET requests. In this video we're going to deviate from our coding a little bit and we'll see what are the extra dependencies we will require to make our life a little bit easier. Okay, so what are these dependencies? Two dependencies we will require. One is node1, another one is Thunder client. So what is node1? You might have noticed that whenever we are changing anything in our code, like any changes we make in our code and save the file, the change is not automatically reflected in our server which is running. Okay, when we are starting our server with node server terminal command and then we are making some changes in the code will not be, or the changes will not automatically get reflected. What we need to do so that the changes are reflected, for that we need to restart the server. Means we will close the server with Ctrl+C and we will again run the command node server, then only these changes will get reflected. Okay, but nodemon, how it helps us, if I start a server with nodemon space server instead of node server, what it will do, it will always see what are the changes that are made, and whenever the data is saved or the changes are saved, it will automatically restart the server so that the changes can take effect immediately. So it makes our life a little bit easier. Okay, so for that we need node1. Another thing is Thunder client. You might have seen that we are using some GET requests. Okay, in this tutorial until now we have handled GET requests in the server. The GET requests are only required to read the data. Okay, there are other operations that is also important. One is post request, in which what we do, we enter or we create a new database. We create a new data item inside the database. Okay, for that we require post request, where the entire data item with its key value pairs are to be sent to the server. Okay, then there is one thing called put or update, in which we will update an existing data item inside the database, or delete. This is used for deleting some existing data item. For all these other HTTP requests, these other HTTP requests are not possible in the browser. It's not possible to make this post, put, delete HTTP requests with the help of browser itself. Browser can only make GET requests. So for that we require some REST API client. That is what Thunder client does for us. Thunder client is a REST API client, a VS Code extension that we can use for all these requests like post, put, delete, as well as GET. Okay, so for that we will require Thunder client. So you might have understood that these two things means this testing purpose, we require Thunder client for testing purpose. We need node1 so that any change in the code gets automatically reflected. These two things are not required in case of production level app, right? It's required only in case of development. Whenever the testing is completed, the changes in the coding is completed and it's final, then only it goes for the production. So these two things are required only for the development server or the development purpose, not for the production. So what we need to do, we need to install these two as a dev dependency, not the actual dependency, it's the dev dependency. And to install this, what we need to do is that previously we were doing npm install then say nodemon. In this case we need to provide npm install dash then capital D to make it a dev dependency. We will see, like here we can write npm install dash capital D then say nodemon and Thunder client. Okay, after the installation is finished, we will see this nodemon and Thunder client in this dev dependencies list. Now to see how it helps us, first we will start our server with the help of nodemon instead of node. Okay, we will type nodemon server. You may see it's saying server starts listening to port number 3000. Now here we are adding some extra O's in the port number, and When we will hit save, we will see that the node 1 will automatically restart itself and it will console log this thing. Now see, it's saying server starts listening to port number with some extra O's at 3000. Okay, that means the changes that we have made, it's already took effect. Now we'll make it normal and hit save. Okay, now it says server starts listening to port number 3000 normal. Now to understand Thunder client, first we need to go to this. Whenever you will install Thunder client, you will find a Thunder client logo in this panel. Just click on it. Just click on the new request. Now instead of local browser, we're making our get request through here. We have to select this one to get. It's already in get. Other requests are also possible, as you can see here. Okay, so we are making a simple get request /students and we will hit send. Then we will be getting this response here. Okay, you may find the response here. John Doe and Jane Doe, both student detail are here. Now say we want to get the response of any individual student, say the student with ID 1. Now you can get the request here, just we have got in the browser. Okay, so this is how we can use Thunder client, and instead of get request, there are other requests which are possible here. We will see those requests later in our later videos. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you again in the next video. Thank you.